In your last lesson, Mr. Skeen showed you a video on how to create Venn diagrams. In today's lesson, we are going to combine Venn diagrams with probability. And in order to do that, I'm going to use one of the questions that was on your worksheet for last lesson. And it says that a group of 50 children were asked if they like painting and sports as hobbies. And the information was that 8 people liked both hobbies, 12 people liked sports, and 42 people liked painting. Now the first thing I need to do is to get a Venn diagram drawn with this information inside. So I always start off in the middle section here, and this is the people that like painting and sports, so like both hobbies, and it says here that 8 people like both. Okay, the next piece of information is that 12 people like sports. So this circle here, this section is sports. And if all of it is 12, I've already got 8 of them in this middle section. So that must mean there are 4 people left over who only like sport. And I'm going to do the same thing over this side with the people that like painting. So it says that 42 people like painting altogether, but 8 of them are already in this little section in the middle. So I need to work out how many do I need to have in this section to take me up to 42. Well, that would be 34 people. 34 add 8 gives me 42 altogether. Now the one section I haven't talked about yet is the people that like neither painting or sports. So I need to work out of the group of 50 altogether how many need to go outside of the circles. So first of all, if I have 34 add 8, well that's 42. Add this 4 here, well that's 46. So that means that 4 people must like neither sports or painting. So 4 people are outside of the circles here. So this is what you did last lesson. This was actually question 1 on last lesson's worksheet, creating this Venn diagram. But now I'm going to start linking it to probability. And I've got the questions under this piece of card here. So the questions that you could get asked to do with probability and Venn diagrams are like this. So it says that one person is selected at random from the whole group. So one of these 50 children is selected at random. What is the probability that the person likes both hobbies, so painting and sports? Well, which of the sections in my Venn diagram is for the people that like both? It's this little bit in here, the little section that is both painting and sports. So my probability that the person selected at random would like both would be 8. There's 8 people out of 50 altogether. I'm choosing from 50 people. So the chance I select one of these that like both is 8, because there's 8 people out of 50 altogether. Okay, question B says, what is the probability that the person likes sport but not painting? So which of these sections is holds the people that like sport but not painting? Well, it's this little bit in here. It's this little bit with 4 people in. These are the people that like sport but not painting. So the probability that I select one of these people at random would be 4 out of 50, because there are 50 people altogether. And finally, on this little section is what is the probability that the person selected at random likes neither sport or painting? Well, that's the people out in this little group, outside of the circles. And there are 4 of them, so the probability that I choose someone that likes neither hobby will be 4 out of 50 people. So this is the main type of question that you would get in a test, or certainly on the worksheet that you're about to have a go at. But there is a different type of question which looks like this. So this one is slightly different. This type of question is slightly different. It says one person who likes painting, and that is the key bit of information for this section. One person who likes painting is selected at random. So it's one of these people in this circle here. This circle is all of the people that like painting, and one of them is chosen at random. And it says, what is the probability, for part A, that they also like sport? Well, out of the people that like painting, this is the little section of people that also like sports. And there are 8 of them that like painting and sport, so it's 8. But this time, instead of it being out of 50, I didn't choose someone at random from the whole group this time. I only chose from the people that I know like painting, which is this circle. And in this circle, I have 42 people. It's either here or it's also given in the question as well. So instead of it being out of 50 this time, the probability would be out of 42, the number of people that like painting. And question B is similar. It's one person is selected who likes painting at random. What is the probability that they do not like sports? Well, this is this little section in here where it's not really little, it's got 34 people in it. So it's 34 people do not like sports out of 42. Remember, it's 42 people that like painting. So these are the main questions that you could get and you will get on the worksheet. I guess the only 2 things you need to remember for each of these questions in order to give your probabilities. The first thing is how many people are in that specific category that you're looking for. And the second thing is out of how many people. And out of how many people will depend on whether it's the person selected is out of the whole group, like section A, or if it's one person from a specific circle. So in these 2 questions, they were chosen, or the person was chosen out of the people who like painting. And that's going to affect the number on the bottom of your probability. So again, the only 2 pieces of information you need: how many people are in that specific category, and then secondly, out of how many people are you interested in. So this is just the one example I'm going to do for today's video. Your worksheet is very similar to this, where you have some Venn diagrams and you're asked some probability questions. Remember to take a photo of your work and upload it onto Google Classroom so that your teacher can see what you've done.